Welcome to Manna at the Tap, a podcast of Tapestry Ministries. Each episode reflects on a daily Bible reading from the Revised Common Lectionary. I'm Gloria, a fellow traveler on a spiritual journey with the Tapestry community, and we refer to the daily Bible reading as our spiritual manna. It nourishes our souls, fostering spiritual growth as we share insights and interpretations that enrich our spiritual lives. It is Wednesday, January the 7th, 2026, during the week of Epiphany. When King David was on his deathbed, his wife Bathsheba and the prophet Nathan, his spiritual advisor, persuaded him to officially name his son Solomon as his successor. David complied with their wishes, and the young Solomon, about 20 years old, went to worship the Lord and to spend time alone with the Lord before assuming his duties as the new king. It was during the night that the Lord appeared to him in a dream, asking the young man, "What shall I give you?" Solomon first thanked God for his graciousness and loving kindness toward his father David. He then described himself as a young and inexperienced in all matters, and the responsibility that laid ahead of him was immense, and the people he was called to lead were more than he could count. Considering all of this, Solomon prayed for a wise and discerning heart to lead God's people and to tell right from wrong. God was pleased with Solomon's response and said, "I'll give you a wise and discerning heart, so there will never have so that there will never have been anyone like you, nor will there ever be." News of Solomon's wisdom and insight quickly spread to neighboring nations. Kings from both nearby and distant lands sent envoys to hear Solomon's wisdom. The lectionary reading is from the Old Testament book of 1 Kings chapter 10. It recounts the story of the Queen of Sheba, who heard about Solomon's reputation and traveled to Jerusalem to test him by posing difficult questions. She made a grand and elaborate entrance into Jerusalem, bringing gifts for Solomon: camels loaded with spices, a generous quantity of gold, and precious gems. Their discussions covered everything she cared about, and Solomon answered all her questions. Nothing stumped him. She was also impressed by what she saw and heard: the palace he built, the impressive list of court officials, the sharply dressed servers, the lavish crystals, and the steps leading up to the temple of God. It took her breath away. It's all true. Your reputation and wisdom, which extended all the way to my country, are confirmed. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it for myself. They didn't exaggerate in what they told me. Solomon then granted the Queen of Sheba all her heart's desire, everything she requested. Satisfied, she headed back home with her servants.